This is the Lenovo Yoga 7X, a super slim, ultra lightweight notebook powered by the Snapdragon Elite X ARM processor. The battery, it lasts forever, or at least it feels like it. Plus you can charge it super fast via USB-C. And that's exactly why my wife bought it. These features were key for her, and lucky me, she let me borrow it for a review. Despite its compact design, this laptop is fast and silent. It does have two fans, but when you don't put them under heavy load, most of the time they are silent. Unless you tweak something after starting Windows 11 for the first time. More on that later. Oh, and just to be clear, this video is not sponsored. My wife needed a new laptop, we did our research and found the perfect match with the Yoga 7X for her. If you enjoy tech reviews like this, do me a favor, hit that like button and subscribe. Now let's unbox the Yoga 7X, check out the specs and see if it can handle DaVinci Resolve, Photoshop and some gaming. I will show you all the good things I found and also a few restrictions you should keep in mind so you can decide if this notebook is the right body for you. So let's get right into it. Here we have the new Lenovo Yoga laptop 7 to be precise, with a Snapdragon X Elite processor. This packaging comes plastic free, so very nice. And here you have already the specs. So as you can see, this is the Lenovo Slim 7 14-inch, so 14.5 Q8X9. Alright, then let's open this package. Let's open the sealing. Alright, before we have a look at the notebook itself, let's check the accessories. I assume they are here. So let's open this one and let's check what's here inside. So we have here one part of the charger for sure, and on the second part, ooh, this looks great. This is a very small charger. It's very lightweight and it's wrapped also in non-plastic material. Okay, and on the other side you have a USB-C cable here, and the color inside is different, it's yellow. So this is a 65 watts charger, and for sure you plug it in here on the other side, and this is the whole charger. So what else? And so because this notebook also comes only with USB-C ports, Lenovo apparently included a separate adapter here. As you can see, this is a Lenovo adapter and it's really cool. It's USB-C to USB-A, so you can still use a USB-A device. You can use it for HDMI, so you can also connect an external monitor via HDMI with it. And additionally, if you have an older monitor or a projector or something like that, you have also a VGA connector here. That's great. The adapter also comes with an audio out apparently, so you can also plug here headphones in it. This kind is made of plastic, but I think it's very easy to carry it around because it's so lightweight. I like it. Cool. So we have an additional adapter here as well. Okay, and basically that's it for the accessories. Let's put this away. And I would say let's go right into unpacking the Lenovo Yoga 7. It's a very slim notebook. It looks already very great that it comes in a non-plastic packaging, and you can take it out here easily. On the other side as well, it comes already with a manual. I think this is a quick start guide because this is very thin, but you also can scan this QR code for sure, that you will get a detailed one or more specifications. So in general, you have here a get started, first steps, erste Schritte, so you have this in several languages. You get an overview of the display, of the cameras, of the keyboard, the connectors and everything where you turn it on and off. And here you have also an explanation of the shortcut keys for the Copilot. The Copilot key is a specific artificial intelligence system which Microsoft comes with. Okay, good. On the other side, there are some specific technical details. I think this is not that interesting for us. So, and the next thing is, I assume, a safety card, right? So if you want to read through it, then do it. Let's come to the notebook itself. Let's open this. So this packaging is also very nice. This is not plastic. This is like a fiber sleeve. It's very nice. And here is the notebook. So this is the Lenovo Yoga 7 Slim notebook. The name is really spot on. As you can see, it's awesome how slim it is. And I really like this bluish touch. So it looks like dark blue, but it glimmers when you move it here up and down in the light. And also the feeling here of the aluminum is very nice, and it's not heavy, it's very thin. Okay, let's have a look at the case here. Closer look at it. Here you have the Lenovo brand on top of the notebook. Then here you can see it's not a straight line. And here is something printed on. It says Full HD RI, infrared I assume, camera plus 4 voice ID mics. So this sounds really great. All right, so this is the upper side. So this is where the screen is. Then let's have a look at this side. Here we see immediately not much. There are just 2 USB-C ports that you can use for charging and data transfer. And here you can also see on the bottom simply that it comes with some fans. Maybe you can see it through. Here are 2 fans, and here you see some technical details. On this side you see a short explanation what the buttons do. Camera, on off, general button, and USB-C port here. And besides the awesome color and the slim design, the weight is also great because it just weighs 1.28 kilograms. So this is ultra light. So I would say let's open it. And it comes again with this plastic-free packaging, very free planet. I really like this, that they also take care of the environment. So scan the QR code, view the user guide, also really great. So you have immediately here the guidance how to get into this whole notebook. And then so you immediately see the keyboard here. It looks really awesome and great. Here you have specific details, so some stickers. The keyboard looks very nice. Also the keys. The feeling is already very good. As I have already showed you on the other side, you can see here small holes for the camera. Okay, and the touchpad here looks also great and very huge. So this is also a big advantage, and you can hear the click. So these are the click sounds you have, but you can also activate just the touch that it reacts then. Well, I think you've already seen how sleek and stylish this notebook is. I really like the design and portability of these aluminum cases, but as always, it's what inside that really matters, right? So let's take a closer look at the specs of the Lenovo Yoga Slim 7X. This version comes with 32GB of LPDDR5X RAM and a 1TB PCIe SSD. At the core of this ultralight notebook is the Snapdragon X Elite X1E78100 processor featuring 12 CPU cores clocked up to 3.4 GHz. Paired with the Qualcomm Adreno GPU, hope I'm pronouncing that right, it promises solid performance for productivity, media consumption, even some creative workloads. One of the biggest highlights is the 14.5-inch almost borderless OLED touchscreen with a 3K2944 by 1840 resolution and a smooth 90 Hz refresh rate plus a 100% DCI P3 color coverage. It delivers vibrant colors, deep blacks and fluid animations. And it gets super bright up to 1000 nits, making it great for outdoor use. And speaking of the display, Lenovo's Yoga series is usually marketed as a convertible lineup, meaning you can flip the screen all the way around and use it as a tablet. However, this particular model is not a 360-degree convertible. It's more of a traditional laptop with a touchscreen. That means you can tilt the screen back only to a certain angle, just like a regular notebook. But the touchscreen itself is very responsive and can still be used in Windows 11 tablet mode, which is a nice bonus, to be honest. Now, the only downside of this display, because it has a glossy glass panel, reflections can be an issue, as you can probably see here. However, thanks to its 1000 nit brightness, it does a good job of compensating in bright environments. Of course, that impacts battery life. Speaking of battery, this is another strong point. With a 70 watts-hour battery, Lenovo claims up to 23 hours runtime under specific conditions, which, based on my testing, pretty much reflects real-world usage. And thanks to USB-C fast charging, you can quickly top it up when you need it. To be precise here, it takes around 2 hours to charge it fully by using it simultaneously, plus 75% in around 60 minutes, I would say. For connectivity, it supports Wi-Fi 7 and Bluetooth 5.4. In terms of ports, you get 3 USB-C, which supports 40 Gbps, comes with DP Power Delivery 3.1 and DP DisplayPort 1.4. This is great for a clean, minimal setup, but since there are only USB-C ports, you might need a dongle for additional peripherals. Lucky us, Lenovo includes an adapter in their box, as you saw earlier during my unpacking sequence. What else? Oh yes, the full HD RI webcam with Windows Hello for quick and secure logins. The camera itself delivers a decent image in 1080p, means full high definition. It's clear with good dynamic range and accurate colors. Plus you can enhance it further using Windows built-in AI features via Studio Effects. If you want, you can play around with the settings and choose the look that suits you best. It also comes with a built-in camera shutter, but interestingly, it's not a physical cover over the lens. Instead, it's controlled by a side button on the laptop, which I assume triggers a digital privacy block. Either way, Lenovo has done a great job addressing privacy concerns here. Alright, a few words about the keyboard. It's backlit and you can turn the lighting on or off or adjust the brightness directly via the keyboard. The key travel feels really good. Of course, it's not quite like an external mechanical keyboard, but the feedback and the typing experience are very solid. I can easily imagine typing on this for longer sessions without any discomfort. So that's a rundown of the key features. Oh, and one more thing, this is actually really important for a lot of people, including my wife and myself. The fan noise. When I first started the notebook with Windows 11 and installed the usual updates, I noticed the fans running. Not loud, but definitely noticeable. Now I'm really picky about fan noise and my wife pointed out the same thing. After updating everything and installing the necessary software, I rebooted the laptop and unfortunately the slight fan noise was still there. It was a bit frustrating because based on my research, this laptop is supposed to be super quiet. Then I realized there might be some pre-installed software running and sure enough, I found an antivirus program that came out of the box. Since Windows 11 already has its own built-in security, I uninstalled it. But be careful, do what you ever think you have to do. After rebooting, the laptop was silent. Even with my ear right over the keyboard, there was no fan noise. Since then, it's been consistently quiet, whether she's browsing or working in MS Office. The fans never kick in, at least not noticeable. So basically it's safe to say it stays quiet during regular office tasks, but we will see how it handles video editing or gaming. All of this is packed into a super slim, lightweight aluminum chassis weighing just 1.28 kilograms or about 2.82 pounds, making it an ideal choice for portability. But how does this ARM-powered laptop perform in real-world use? Let's put it to the test with DaVinci Resolve 19 Studio, load a short YouTube video I've already published. I will use the same as I did in my MacBook Pro M4 video and check out the export time it needs. Oh, by the way, for the day-to-day tasks it's definitely enough putting the whole notebook in energy saving mode. This time I turned it off and go with maximal performance. Anyways, okay, this is interesting. I used my already downloaded window installer, the same one I've used on previous Windows machines, but this time I got a message saying there's a specific version available for ARM processors. If I stick with the regular version, it will run via emulation, which means slower performance and higher resource usage. Alright, a native version optimized for this Snapdragon CPU and GPU sounds much better. Let's download and install it and see how it performs. By the way, Blackmagic Design has already integrated a dedicated ARM download button on their website, as you can see here. Nice. Alright, no more pop-up warnings, and I've already imported my project file from an external hard drive onto the Yoga 7X. The files remain on the external drive, so let's open the project. Loading time looks good. Everything I need is here, so let's play back some scenes. No stuttering, yes, smooth playback so far, except animations and fusions. Okay, this reminds me a bit of my older laptop. Here the MacBook Pro is apparently better. The fans are also turning up here, not very loud but noticeable. Let's check the media import speed. Okay, that's fast. Jumping through the timeline, no major hiccups, okay, except again the fusion parts as already mentioned. But okay, for the slim design, impressive. Now for the real test, exporting. Setting it up, destination folder, desktop format, MP4, okay, let's check the resolution, 4K, all that stuff. Okay, adding it to the render queue and press the render button. Okay, nice. The export time is very close to my MacBook Pro M4. That's really impressive. Maybe the 32GB of RAM kicks in here as well. Fans still noticeable under heavy processing, but okay. Honestly, that's impressive. Normally, I wouldn't expect this level of power from such a slim Windows laptop. The Snapdragon X Elite seems well balanced. Personally, I still prefer my MacBook Pro M4 because it's more powerful in general, but this could be a solid Windows alternative for occasional video editing on the go, especially as driver optimization improve over time. That said, this comparison isn't entirely fair. A better match would probably be the MacBook Air M3 in terms of performance. But let's be real, this was just a test for me and for you. My wife isn't into video editing, so this will likely be the last time I exported a video via DaVinci Resolve on this notebook. I will stick to editing on my MacBook Pro with the M4 chip, where video editing is truly a joy. And if you missed this review, here is it. In this video I also tested editing performance and gaming, so feel free to check it out. But back to the Lenovo Yoga 7X Slim and the Adobe Photoshop performance. I don't think there's much to explain here. Opening RAW files, which are around 30 megabytes, it's pretty smooth, and editing photos from an A7 IV works without any lag. JPEGs in Photoshop are processed very quickly. No real complaints. The only area where it was noticeably slower was this AI-powered Photoshop features like the raw denoise option, which took almost 7 minutes for a single raw image. I think on my MacBook it takes 1 to 2 minutes. But hey, at least it works. Alright, let's get into gaming. While this generation of ARM processor is still pretty new and the GPU drivers will definitely improve over time, gaming compatibility is still somewhat limited. Many games aren't natively built for this type of processor or graphics card, so at least some of them essentially run in emulation, which can be hit or miss. Oh, and by the way, I will plug it permanently into the power supply and not test it on the battery, even though tests showed that it only reduced the overall speed around 10%. So the first thing I tried was installing Fortnite. After downloading 90 gigabytes of data, which took a while, I was greeted with an error message when trying to launch the game. Apparently this CPU-GPU combination again, the ARM version, is not supported yet. Who knows what the future holds, but for now Fortnite is a no-go on this laptop. But we never give up, right? Maybe Blizzard gives us a chance to play a round of Overwatch 2 on the Lenovo Yoga 7X powered by the Snapdragon X Elite processor and our Qualcomm Adreno GPU. Fingers crossed. This time the download was only 50 gigabytes, so let's see, does this game start? After installing it and pressing the play button directly, it says, "Playing now." Unfortunately, only the button shows it, but the game never started. I waited for almost 10 minutes, nothing happened. Even after closing the Battle.net launcher normally or via the task manager, it still showed playing now. Only a reboot helped. However, so no success again. I saw a video where someone had success playing it on an ARM system, so questions to you, any thoughts on this? Have you tried it out, or can you tell me which games work on this CPU-GPU combo? Let me know in the comments below. I'm really curious and would be happy if we could have a chat about that. But for now, let's try out another game via the Epic launcher. Tomb Raider. To be more precise, Rise of the Tomb Raider. To my surprise, the separate launcher actually started, and look at that. After launching the actual game, it runs. The menu is smooth. What's cool here is that this game includes a benchmark test, so let's start it and check the result. Firstly, I run it in energy saving mode. Okay, as you can see, the average FPS were around 28, so not really the best results, but still playable. Let's do the test again, but this time with full power settings activated. Now we hit 36 FPS. Okay, a bit better. Now let's look at some sequences from the actual game. Overall, it doesn't run badly, and the graphics look good. The game really has a great storyline and cinematic touch, I like it. However, during fast movements, there is sometimes slight stuttering and lag, so I decided to lower the graphics settings. I'm now on low, and honestly, it's okay. I mean, for a game that's not brand new but also not extremely old, it runs surprisingly well. I didn't expect that, to be honest. For the portability of this notebook, that's already impressive. I really hope there will be more compatible games in future. Of course, as with rendering in DaVinci, you can clearly hear the fans now, but I had the same experience with my old gaming laptop. Only my MacBook Pro M4 is truly quieter and more silent, but it costs also much more, is heavier, and the games which are compatible with Macs are also pretty limited. Alright, maybe you would be interested if I quickly check out a game from the Windows Store, a game collection called Microsoft Ultimate World Games that doesn't really challenge the graphic card. And great, it starts. The first minigame that opens can be played smoothly in Windows mode. Perfect. My gaming conclusion, actually the processor and graphic card don't handle games that badly as proven by Rise of the Tomb Raider, but for sure it is not a gaming notebook. It gets much warmer and louder, which is no surprise given its form factor. I think gaming compatibility will certainly improve over time as more and more notebooks with this chipset are released. But for now it's just not designed for gaming, period. But for my wife that wasn't a purchase reason anyway, because gaming won't be done on this notebook. Okay, and since I'm already in the conclusion, DaVinci Resolve handled video editing surprisingly well. Of course, battery life drains faster, but that's the case with every notebook running on battery. Overall, the Lenovo Yoga Slim X7 convinced me in this area too. I think as long as you're not doing over-complex fusion work or animations, you can definitely use this notebook for video editing occasionally. At least it runs fast, smoothly, and rendering during export was also pretty quick. I think Blackmagic also deserves some praise here, as they released a version specifically optimized for the ARM processor. So, thumbs up. With Photoshop I had no issues as well. I opened 3 test photos, JPEG and RAW, edited them, saved them, everything worked without any problems, and it felt relatively fast, expect this AI processing stuff. In summary, I have to say that this laptop at around 1,500 USD or Euro isn't the cheapest. If you prioritize build quality, portability, low noise, only reaching around 40 dB under heavy load and long battery life, then I highly recommend this laptop. Additionally, my configuration includes a 12-core CPU, a fast 1TB SSD and 32GB of DDR5 RAM. The 3K OLED display is also super sharp and the color accuracy is high. It is really a pleasure browsing or simply watching a movie or YouTube video on it. Sure, it's glossy, but you also got this touchscreen if you need it. Definitely a nice feature. Only the name Yoga might be misleading because it's not a convertible, meaning the display cannot rotate 360 degrees. So please don't try it. It won't work. Also, a stylus is not supported if you're used to that. The keyboard has a very good feel, the key travel is solid and writing on it for longer periods is certainly no problem. The backlighting also helps to make every key clear visible in the dark. The speakers are okay, I mean for everyday use they're absolutely fine. Of course, due to the design, the bass isn't as pronounced as on other devices, but overall they're decent. The camera is okay too, definitely usable for video conferences or meetings on the go. At home though, I still prefer an externally connected camera. Yeah. And while we're talking about ports, that's one thing that can be a bit annoying. Due to the slim design, you only get 3 USB-C ports, which definitely bothers me. An integrated audio port or HDMI would have been nice. USB-A is outdated. Okay, I get it, but if you're using a mouse with a dongle, you have to look for something new with a standalone Bluetooth functionality. The included adapter compensates for that well and comes with exactly the ports I was missing. But then there's always something hanging off the laptop and you must pack an extra piece. Otherwise, the USB-C ports are super fast. Okay. Maybe a quick statement on the AI functionality. Honestly, I briefly tested the Copilot and it has some nice features that you already know from other online AI tools, but they are better integrated into the Windows workflow itself, which I really appreciate. I believe we're still at the beginning, but the result I've seen about asking this question in regarding of this notebook are accurate and impressive. Even the gaming performance conclusion for the Yoga 7X was spot on. In general, it's good that the chipset is already designed for AI tasks and this is really future-proofed. Well done again. If you want, I can take a closer look at the AI on this notebook separately and make a dedicated video about it. Just let me know in the comments. Alright, that was a lot of information I think, but I hope I could give you a good insight into the Lenovo Yoga 7 Slim. If you enjoyed this video, please leave a like and a subscribe to this channel for more tech reviews from me. Just a few clicks for you, but it helps me keep the channel going. If you have any questions, you're in the right place in the comment section below. And if you want to keep watching, here is another video from my library, right here. Alright, that's it. Now I will uninstall all the unnecessary test stuff and return this little gem to my wife. Take care, stay healthy, and I will see you in the next one.